Jenna, you're getting my one spoiler question in this interview because the Chad and Tara relationship is a pretty big new element of the movie here. So what excited you most about adding that connection for Tara, but maybe not in a way that's just like adding romance for the sake of adding romance, but rather that connection being something that helps the character evolve in a meaningful way?
I think it just, great question. I think it's just, being able to add that layer for Tara. And I think because we've only ever seen her in distress for 4 hours now, I think it's really wonderful for her to have some sort of relief, and especially in a character as lovely and cool as Chad. Also, in the fifth one, we had no interaction at all. I don't think we ever talked to each other. I don't think so. I remember Mason and I being really surprised, but then also really pleasantly surprised when we got to work with one another, because fortunately enough, we kind of get along. And I think it's I mean, any sort of relationship is good for the evolution of a person. So I think that seeing Tara also have that added layer, I think it adds dimension and makes her more interesting.
Well, I guess speaking of that, I'll put up the spoiler warning for this and we will save it until the appropriate time. But the Chad and Tara relationship is a pretty big new element of the series. So what was it about that connection that you were most excited to get to explore in a way that it wasn't just like a relationship for the sake of having a relationship in the movie, but it actually, furthers his character arc?
I think that says a lot about Tara and Chad, that they would find love and, to a certain extent, romance in a context that is so wrought with like peril and danger and fear. And I think it has subtle nods to the suggestion that like love will always prevail, and we'll do what we can to protect the people we love and we care about. And that's Chad to a T. And Tara certainly tried her best. But thankfully, Chad has some sort of eldritch god within him that keeps him from dying. So bless him for it.
He's channeling a little Dewey. I hope that run lasts even longer than it did for Dewey. Oh, now my heart is breaking. I have one more question that I wanted to include in the spoiler part of the conversation so you could answer it freely. But I love talking about the value of a good scene partner. So can each of you name a time on set when a scene partner helped you access something in your own character that you wouldn't have been able to reach without them?
That's a great question.
Yeah, the hospital scene was a moment where I guess there wasn't a lot of dialogue exchange between, I'm going to use Jasmin because she's here now, where between Jasmin and I, but where we had to channel like a moment of like fear and distress because Gail had just been attacked. And I have a younger sister who's not my twin, but a sister nonetheless. And the fear you have for wanting their safety to be secure as a sibling and as a loved one, I think something about Jasmin's delivery of like, I don't want to get hurt again. I think
so. It
broke my heart, and it made it so easy to sort of just find that emotional bedrock from where the scene would carry out. Granted, I didn't say much, so I just like looked sad, but you made it easy.
Thank you. I'll throw it back to him, and I'll also point out how amazing Devin Nakota is in this film, and I really hope that this launches her in a new direction in her acting career. But she is so easy and so fun to work off of. She was really making me scared and sad in those scenes, to put it lightly. And I'm excited for everyone to get to know her work.
That was heartbreaking, that scene.
Oh my God, so good.
The feelings leap off the screen. I very much felt the same way. Congratulations.
Did you cry?
Well, off camera, I'll tell you about when I cry. I feel like a big old dope, but I might have been a little teary at the end. This is my favorite franchise of all time. So when I get a really good movie in it, it genuinely means a lot to me. And it did.
Well, that's why we do it.
Cry. Congratulations. I will hopefully see you both soon. And thanks to everyone behind the scenes. I appreciate your time today.